You're telling me you were attacked by Batman?
Oh, Your Honor, attacked is such a strong word. He only threw me through 2 windows and a trash can.
Why?
I was hosting a social experiment. A little explosion here. A bus full of goats there. All harmless fun.
You blew up a post office.
Mail is boring. I was improving the city.
Mr. Batman.
He kidnapped 3 people, painted them green, called it performance art.
And you responded by breaking his collarbone.
He laughed when the cops showed up. Someone had to stop him.
With fists?
This is a court of law, not Gotham's underground W.
So, I don't get damages?
You're a clown. He's a bat. This isn't justice. This is a comic book fight gone to court. Case dismissed. And somebody call Arkham.
Well, I can't lease it. She knows my financial situation.
Listen to me carefully. That's why you entered into this deal. Whatever it was. If you have bad credit, that's not her fault. What I'm telling you is you're entitled to some of your money back that you paid her.
Correct.
Not all of it, because you drove the car for 3 months. And if...
With the intention to buy, Your Honor.
I don't care.
He scammed me.
I
My daughter is sick, and she scammed me.
Please. He didn't have cash. He didn't have a debit card. He didn't have a credit card.
Oh, he had several cards. I'm sorry. He had a card. He had several cards, but the particular card he wanted to use, he did not have.
Did you have other cards that you could have used, sir?
I did try them, Your Honor.
Don't listen to me. Does it look like I need help from you?
No.
I don't care whether you tried to pay him with wampum. You didn't pay them, and the plaintiff said she would advance you the money. Is that correct?
The plaintiff offered, yes, Your Honor.
Is that correct?
That is correct.
Perfect. The plaintiff said, okay, you don't have the money, I'll advance you the money. And you said, fine, I'll pay you when we get home.
No, Your Honor.
Oh, tell me what you said. This is to a perfect stranger.
That is not what I said, Your Honor.
What did you say?
We agreed that I would reimburse her, but there was no specific timeline given, Your Honor.
You are some piece of work. He promised to pay for your wedding dress.
Yes.
Which I assume you have.
I am making payments on the wedding dress.
So you don't have it?
I do not have it. It is still at the dress shop.
Well, I would stop making payments on it.
If I stop making payments on it...
Because he's married. What's your first name?
Pauline.
Pauline, how many children do you have?
3.
You're expecting another one?
Yes.
How old are you?
21.
You have enough children, Pauline?
Yes.
Did anybody ever tell you that?
Yes.
Who else told you that?
Everybody.
So add my voice to the rest of the pack. You have enough children, there are other things to do in your spare time. How old are your children?
They're...
You have to think about this?
No, 1, 2, and 3.
And who's the father of your 1-year-old?
Dion.
And who's the father of your 2-year-old?
I don't know.
And who's the father of your 3-year-old?
Dion.
And who's the father of this one that you're going to have now?
His name is Nick.
And how long have you been with Nick?
9 months.
Shh. You gave her your phone.
Yes, Your Honor. She said hers broke. Every day after work, she used mine. Same number, same 40-minute call.
Then what?
Phone bill came, the number, her ex. They talked 7 days straight on my line.
I didn't want to hurt him. That's why I used his phone.
You hid your lies on his phone?
I was trying to protect his feelings.
You protected him by charging him.
She called me sweetheart in between calls. I thought we were getting close.
You weren't her sweetheart. You were her call center. Judgment for the plaintiff.
Do you know the difference between the truth and a lie?
Yes.
Tell me the difference.
A lie is a story that you make up, and the truth is what happened.
If I were to hold up this object and tell you that this was an elephant, would that be the truth or a lie?
A lie.
If I were to tell you that my court officer was a short, fat, tall guy, would that be the truth or a lie?
A lie.
Now, if I were to tell you that the judge in this case is a young, beautiful woman, would that be the truth or a lie?
The truth?
Yes. Very smart boy.
You spent $3,000 because you thought you were dating.
She called me baby. Sad I was different. She voice called me every night. I bought her a MacBook. Then I told her I loved her. She blocked me.
Miss Layla?
I run a subscription-based experience. He paid for attention, not affection.
She said, I only open up to you.
I say that to everyone who tips $50.
So he bought the illusion of intimacy, and you upcharged him for the dream.
That's business.
No, that's a romantic pyramid scheme with glitter filters. Judgment for the plaintiff, $3,000. You're suing Mr. Tate because you followed his advice.
Yes, Your Honor, he said. Don't chase women, replace them. So I did. I broke up with my girlfriend, got fired for calling my boss a beta. Now I live with my mom again.
That's not failure. That's masculine realignment.
You told him to ignore empathy, ghost people, and assert dominance.
The world respects winners, not feelings.
I lost everything, and he said, that's part of the process.
Mr. Tate, you didn't teach him how to be a man. You taught him how to be alone, loudly.
He lacked discipline.
You're not an alpha. You're just the loudest guy in an empty room. Case dismissed. And stay off the internet. Miss Erica, you're suing your friend for a dinner bill.
Yes, Your Honor. Lana texted me, let's grab dinner. Just us, split the bill. I said, okay. She showed up with 5 people, then said, can you just cover it first?
5 people?
Her parents, her boyfriend, her younger brother, and a cousin. I thought it was a girls' night. It turned into a family reunion.
That's not splitting the bill. That's splitting reality. Miss Lana, did you bring your entire circle?
I mean, yeah, but they all ate small portions. It wasn't a big...
Goodbye! Miss Swoboda, you were pet sitting for Miss Coyle's dog, and when the dog was at your house, the dog caused some damage.
Correct.
And you want her to pay for it.
Correct, yes, ma'am.
Under what theory?
The theory that it was the dog's fault and she did not tell me that the dog would do this damage.
Do you have a dog?
I do have a dog. I do.
Your dog doesn't speak to you?
And my dog does not speak to me, but I have trained my dog well enough to not destroy other people's houses.
She's not paying for the damage that was done to your house.
I disagree with your...
Tell me the circumstances surrounding her asking to borrow the TV.
The circumstances were that she could, being the friend that she was,
You're making up a story now because I can tell. That's my gift.
Okay, all right.
That's my gift.
All right,
it's all going over here.
All right. She asked to borrow the TV, and which I agreed upon. When I asked for it back, though, I expected it to be returned.
Even you don't believe that. You paid $499 for his alpha boot camp.
Yes, he said, quit that job if your boss disrespects you. I quit.
What else did he tell you?
Put a girl in her place if she tests you. I got slapped, then punched by her boyfriend.
And the video?
It went viral. Toxic boy gets humbled. My mom saw it.
And you, Mr. Max?
Men today are weak. I teach strength.
You teach delusion while hiding behind a private account and a wife.
They need to toughen up.
No, they need to wake up before your lessons destroy more lives. You are not a mentor, just a coward winding up someone else's youth. Miss Sasha, did you tell her to quit her job?
I help women stop living in survival mode.
She lost income.
She said, your boss drains your feminine energy.
Did you encourage her to end her marriage?
I said, if he's not obsessed, he's not aligned.
He was stable, kind and boring. That's all.
And the family?
Protect your peace, even from your mother.
Now I cry in silence. She cries on voicemail.
What did you charge her?
$999, 6-week audio course, plus the crystal kit.
She said I was breaking cycles, but I just broke everything.
You didn't coach her to heal. You sold loneliness with a pink ribbon and called it growth. It's not awakening. It's harvesting.
I take care of my car very, very well. I'm a member of Bobby and Steve's Car Wash. I get my car washed every day, Your Honor, and I towel drive it. I've got evidence here. I've got 1,300 car washes on my car.
I don't care. It's irrelevant. The only relevant thing is whether or not the defendant damaged your car.
I saw him do it.
Whether it was a... No, you didn't.
You didn't give me...
No, you didn't at all.
Can I please explain my situation? I didn't
No,
get a chance
you
to
didn't.
talk.
You said in your complaint you thought he was trying to steal the chrome off your car.
That's why I thought when his hand was on my fender, that's the only thing I could think of. Why would somebody's hand, Your Honor, be on my vehicle? Why would anybody's hand be on somebody else's vehicle? You don't touch other people's stuff. That's the only thing I could think of why his hand would be on my vehicle.
She gave you an $850 handbag, just like that?
Yes, she said I could have it.
She said you could borrow it, not have it. Big difference.
No, she didn't say I had to return it.
She didn't say you had to return her house keys either, but you don't own her apartment, do you? You're not stupid, ma'am. You're just lying. Judgment for the plaintiff. Return the bag or pay $850. Case dismissed. Miss Jane, you're suing Mr. Mike for $2,500. You claim it was a loan. What happened?
Yes, Your Honor, Mike was out of work and he asked to borrow $2,500. I transferred it to him and he promised he'd pay me back once he got a job. It's been almost a year and I haven't seen a cent. He even blocked me.
Do you have proof of the transfer in this conversation?
Yes, here's the bank record. In our chat, he said, thanks for the loan.
Mr. Mike, your response.
She gave it to me. She knew I was struggling. It wasn't a loan, it was a gift.
A gift? So she just handed over $2,500 for nothing?
Yeah, out of kindness.
Out of kindness? Mr. Mike, people don't give away $2,500 unless they're married. Related or rich. Are you claiming she's any of the above?
No, but it still doesn't feel fair.
Fair. You want fair? You're in the wrong place. This is a court of law, not a church. You want fairness. Go ask God. What do you do for a living?
Bartender.
How many children do you have?
1.
Who do you live with?
Myself, but I'm currently moving.
Moving where?
South Carolina.
With whom?
My son and I.
Why?
To leave Florida.
Why? Why South Carolina? You just
I want to go to college for underwater welding, and they don't offer that program where I live currently.
Who are you going with?
Just by myself.
Who lives in South Carolina?
Nobody.
Do you have a place to live?
Yes.
Who's paying for it?
Me.
From what?
My job. I've been saving over the last 2 years.
How much money do you have in the bank?
I have $180,000.
Oh. I want to see the court's decision, not what you say, Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Gorman. I found a little bit of your statement to me previously about what happened with the plaintiff's niece a little disingenuous.
I'm sorry that you feel that way, ma'am.
I do
However,
feel that way.
that's not the way it happened.
I do believe that.
I mean, the police report obviously shows I didn't do anything wrong, right? I've been cited or in handcuffs.
You say the police report shows that you didn't do anything wrong. I don't
Correct.
interpret it that way.
Then why wasn't I cited? Wasn't I arrested?
I don't interpret what the police officer reported in the police officer's report as you doing nothing wrong. Do you want me to read it to you again?
I got a copy of it. If it was, I would have been arrested and Texas Law Shield would have been involved. And Texas Law Shield had already advised me before the PD even showed up that I had done nothing
It's
wrong.
a very good thing that you were voted out of office.
I disagree.
Oh, I don't think so.
Our
I think that the
community is
people
already
were
being run
probably
into the
very
ground.
smart.
For what?
I don't answer your questions.
Fair enough.
So you don't have money because you don't work. Get a job.
That's not always true.
No, get a job. Get a job. You can't say, honey, I don't have any money. If I had it, I would give it to you. Sounds like some relatives I know. What I'm telling you is people get money by working. By the time you're 28 years old, you should have figured that out. That's how Bird makes a living. That's how my cameraman makes a living. That's how the people that run the lights make a living. Everybody who wants to earn money works.
This can happen again. And she's still my kid. I love her.
So what'd you sue her for?
Because I want my money.
Just a second.
And that money was like a side account that my
Wait, just a
husband
second.
didn't know about.
Just a second.
And I had to tell him because the money disappeared. And so, you have emergency accounts for yourself on the side. Yes, you do. You do. Not you, I'm just saying.
A second. I have a big emergency account. It's all mine. So you had 2 girlfriends?
Yes.
At the same time? I'm following. But only one lived with you in the room.
Yes.
The other one had her own place.
Yes, ma'am.
You're a very busy boy. And it was so busy that you said, you know what? Even I'm pretty good. I can't keep up with all of this. I think you should get an apartment, a place of your own.
Well, what had happened is the people that I was rooming with and staying with, they were telling me, hey, it's getting a little bit too crowded here. Therefore, that's where I
Did they know each other?
Yes.
So they each knew that you had a relationship with the other?
Yes, ma'am.
I see something I don't. You've been in business for 11 years. You have a pretty good deal. Your father takes care of your place of residence. You live alone with your brother. Why did you need plaintiff's Home Depot card?
It wasn't necessarily a need at the time. It was more of a gesture of gift.
Listen, see this face?
Yeah.
This face has been here for a very long time.
I've seen you before.
Then I would actually be curious as to why you came. That account was in your mother's name?
Yes.
And how much did you take out of that account?
I don't have the paperwork.
Your Honor, I was there when the money was taken out.
I don't care whether you were there.
Well, I could tell you how much it was.
I don't want to know from you what it was. I want to see a bank record. I don't care what you say. I don't even know who you are. It's not important. We're not talking about 20 years ago. We're talking about an opportunity to go back to the bank and say, I need records, and not come here as if you were going for a day of play with nothing. Except I was there. I saw it. So I know I saw it. Very easy. All you have to do is go to the bank. They'll give you copies of everything. You have to be prepared.
This has been a Chuckling Koala production.